I replaced my Diet Coke this morning with some coffee, ready to go. I'm also fully convinced that they changed the formula of Diet Coke, or like the recipe. I need answers. But anyways, I am back and I have more of your guys' paranormal stories that I'm so excited to read. I feel like I haven't read them in a really long time, but I'm pretty sure it's been like a week. But I went through and I picked out 5 kind of long stories. Also, I'm sweating. It's super gloomy and rainy outside and I'm really excited because it's supposed to rain like all week. And then I leave for Arizona on Friday to go see my family for Easter, which I'm so excited. But that means I have to go from the rain, the nice relaxing rain, to like the burning hot real soon. But I'm still excited, so it's okay. Also, I wanted to say, I know I promised you guys all these different videos for my 100,000 subscriber special, and I'm going to do them. I just have to be patient with me. I wasn't gonna go home for Easter, but some things came up and I got really homesick, and so now I want to go home for Easter, so I'm going home for Easter. So I booked a flight and I'm gonna be gone for about 4 days. So I'm actually filming these videos like this in tomorrow's video way ahead of time, which I don't do anymore, unfortunately. Oh, it's so hot. So this weekend I'm just gonna have the 2 normal videos, and then I get back on Monday. So on Monday I'm gonna start recording a shit ton of videos so I can get all of those out for you guys. So they will be coming just a little bit later. I apologize for that. I wanted to go see my family. Let me be a human. I also wanted to say that my giveaway ended on Wednesday. So I have picked the people. I picked them on Wednesday. I'm talking about future me right now, but also past me at the same time because it's Monday right now. I still have 2 days before the giveaway ends, so this is gonna be weird phrasing. I've already picked the people though, and I will be announcing them this week. I'll be announcing them after this weekend because again, I filmed the videos for this weekend way ahead of time. Is this confusing? Because I'm confused. So they've been chosen. I will announce them. I want to announce them in a video. I don't want to just do it on Twitter or anything like that. I'll probably tweet that I'm not announcing it. This is confusing. I'll announce them very soon, I promise, but I have picked the people out, the 3 winners for the free merch. Okay, or was it? Yeah, 3. But anyways, let's get into the fucking video, shall we? I've also been trying to swear less, but clearly that's not working. Okay, so this first story is from Vivian, and it says, something really scary is happening at my house and I don't know what to do. She said, hi Courtney, just wanted to start out by saying I love you in your videos. Also sorry this is so long, there's just a lot to explain. And I need your help. Scary shit has been going on at my house, and it all started last year around Christmas. I was home alone and FaceTiming my friend when this lamp in the living room started flickering. It didn't stop turning on and off for an hour, and I couldn't do anything to stop it. I was so scared to the point where I brought out a cross and started pointing it at the lamp. Okay, me. The light went crazy and then the light bulb died. Honestly, compared to everything else that's happened, that's probably the least scariest experience. A few months later, I was home alone again. I heard laughing, specifically a kid's voice coming from this vent that's in my old room. Oh my god. I'm looking at my vent now, just like, what the fuck? The vent connects to my basement. Fuck basements. That vent connects to my basement and my old room and bathroom, and I think it's the root of all of this. I'll explain more later. Anyways, after I heard the laughing, a ball that my brother and I used to play with rolled out of my old room and right to my feet. I waited outside until my parents got home. Nothing that bad happened for the whole summer pretty much. The occasional weird thing here and there. My brother and I used to share a room, and my parents finally let me move into the basement. Why would you want to move into the basement? I'd been begging them for months because I really needed my own space. I started to really regret moving down there. Everything got so much worse once I did. The day that I was bringing all my stuff down there, I was walking down the stairs and I heard a voice say, stay up. No. See ya, Vivian. It was not the voice of anyone in my family. I know that for a fact. But I can't describe it either. It was a whisper, but also so loud. I don't know. I hate thinking about it. I like have heard this same thing, so I feel you. And it's so terrifying because it's so loud, but it's like the whisper. It's like a hushed scream. I don't know. I don't know what stay up means. It could mean stay upstairs or stay awake at night. I don't know. Okay, okay, I didn't even think about the stay up at night, but either way, that's terrifying. A few days later, I was in the bathroom upstairs and I heard that voice again. This time it said, don't go, and it came from the vent. I was so terrified, but it gets worse. Things have started going missing from my room. Everything that goes missing has a certain significance behind it, and they're not just random items like a sock or a hair tie. For example, a picture of my birth mom went missing, a picture of me and my brother, a necklace that I used to wear every day, and there's too many more to name. But the scariest part of this is whenever— Siri?
Okay, I found this on the web for the scariest part of this is whenever.
Fuck you. But the scariest part of this is whatever's taking my stuff took my lucky penny doll. And that really freaks me out because lucky penny dolls are supposed to bring you luck and well-being, and mine is fucking gone. I take it with me on plane rides or whenever I'm nervous for something, but I can't find it anywhere. Also, whatever's in my house is impersonating people. Okay, this got really scary. For example, I've seen my dad and brother from the corner of my eye when they weren't even home. I don't want it. Once I was with my best friend and we were in my room on FaceTime with her mom. Her mom asked if she could talk to my friend's brother. Her brother and my brother are friends too. And we said we would go get him because he was upstairs. She seemed so confused and she said that he was right behind us. No! Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. My heart just like jumped. Okay, I literally am tearing up right now. Oh, there's a bird. My heart literally just jumped out of my chest. I don't know if you guys can tell. Look at how bad my eyes are watering. I think that's genuinely the scariest thing I've ever read in any of these stories. Fuck that. I'm so scared to keep reading. That is... Okay. I need to calm down. Okay, let's reread that just in case you guys didn't get that. She seemed so confused and she said that he was right behind us. There was nobody there. She was convinced that he was right behind us, but he was upstairs the whole time. I can't even explain it. I'm too scared to look it up, but I have a feeling that spirits or demons pretending to be people is not a good sign. The most recent experience is probably the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me. I don't even want to keep reading because that was the scariest thing I think I've ever read in one of these stories, and it gets worse apparently. How? I was in my room home alone, but I didn't know that I was at the time. So like she thought other people were home. It's just starting off awful. I started to hear knocking on my door and I just assumed it was my brother. I told him to wait and I asked what he wanted. The knocking got louder and louder to the point where there was pounding on my door, and I said, Jesus Christ, what do you want? I don't think I should have said Jesus Christ, because as soon as I said that, the door started violently shaking in the frame. It was shaking and it was so loud. I couldn't move. I was sitting on my bed sobbing and I started screaming. I said I was sorry for upsetting it and all of it stopped. I didn't move from my bed until hours later when my brother came down. It was horrifying. I didn't know what was going on. The reason I think this all connects to the vent is because the vent is connected to every room where weird stuff happens. My old room, the bathroom, and the basement. I'm starting to wonder if maybe all my missing stuff is inside the vent. I'm too scared to look. Nobody in my family believes me, but I'm starting to save up for a priest to come to my house. There's some really dark shit happening here. Thanks for reading. Oh my god, Vivian, I genuinely think that is the scariest thing I've ever read in my entire life. Keep me updated, Vivian. Fuck, Vivian. I also haven't drank coffee in a really long time, and coffee makes me like, whoa. So I just feel like every part of me is freaking the fuck out right now. Okay, moving on, even though I'd prefer to end the video here. This is from Rose, and this one says, the laughing baby doll, as if things couldn't get any worse. Hi, my name is Rose, and I watch all of your scary videos, and thought that I would share one of my own. So this happened about 3 years ago, and I had just turned 12, and my parents got me this baby doll that giggled when you walked by it. Like, what the fuck? It giggled when someone or something passed by. I was always low-key scared of it, but it was a cute doll, so I would play with it, and then one day I lost it. Fast forward 5 months, and one day I was cleaning my room, and I found the doll. I checked to see if its creepy ass still giggled, but it didn't. But I kept the doll anyways because it was cute. Now for the scary shit. One night I was relaxing and I was watching YouTube when I started to doze off, and I guess I had fallen asleep. I was always a deep sleeper, and on several occasions my family had to see if I was still breathing because of how heavy of a sleeper I am. That's how my mom was. Like when I was younger, I would go into my mom's room and she would be passed the fuck out. I would go up to her and just like play with her face, and I'm like, Mom, wake up. So it wasn't normal for me to just snap awake, but that night I did, and it was exactly 3 a.m. So I just decided to keep watching YouTube until I fell asleep. When all of a sudden the doll began to giggle. Mind you, it was fucking broken, so I was scared shitless. I was so scared that I didn't want to move, so I just sat in the dark listening to the giggle for about 5 minutes. If that thing started giggling at all, I would sprint out of my room. I think if my parents got that to begin with, I would just throw it away, throw it away, throw it away. I listened to it giggle for about 5 minutes when it finally stopped. I still felt uneasy, but I wasn't as scared. I was up for a good half hour before I started to doze off again, when the doll flew off the shelf and began to giggle as it hit the floor. But now it had a broken haunting giggle, like the type in a horror movie, as it laid on the floor. Oh, no, no, no. As it laid on the floor, a dark figure shot... What the fuck did I just read? As it laid on the floor, a dark figure shot out of the doll and out of my room. At this point, I was shaking in fear, so I sprinted to my parents' room to tell them what happened, and they simply dismissed it as a nightmare and sent me back to bed. I went back to my room and sat in silence until morning. I grabbed the demon doll and threw it in the trash and watched out the window until I saw the garbage man drive off my street with the doll. It's safe to say that I will never buy an electronic baby ever again. When I have kids, I'm never buying them dolls. Sorry, kids, you're not having dolls. We do not have dolls in this house. Fuck me up. Okay, so this one's from Riley, and it says the Stockyard Hotel in Fort Worth is terrifying. And this is so interesting to me because I want to stay at a haunted hotel in Dallas, and Fort Worth is pretty close to me too. Like, I'm like right in between both of them. So I was like, oh, the Stockyard Hotel? What's that? So she said, hi, Courtney, I saw your video of you doing the Ouija board at Wet Rock Lake and how you talked about wanting to go to a haunted hotel. When I was turning 13, I wanted to stay at a haunted hotel for my birthday. I just wanted a cool story to tell my friends. So my parents brought me and my sister to the Stockyard Hotel in Fort Worth. Before we went there, we went on a tour of the stockyards and learned about the history, which was pretty creepy. They only talked about one thing happening at the hotel. There's supposedly a little girl who sits in the chairs in the lobby, and you can see the indentation of her sitting. Like, you can see her sitting in the seat. I thought this was a joke, so I started making fun of the spirits with my sister. We got back to the hotel around 10ish and went up to our room. Before I continue, it's really important that you understand the layout of the hotel. Once you check into your room, you go up a staircase and you're led into a large hallway. It's set up in a rectangular shape and there are plants in the middle. On the perimeter perimeter of the rectangle are the hotel rooms. My room was at one of the corners. The room right next to us was one of the most haunted rooms. Inside our room were 2 beds next to each other and a bathroom across from us, and you could clearly see into the shower if you were sitting in the bed. I hope that made sense. Perfect sense. I got you. Anyways, on with the story. We went up the stairs and into our room. My sister and I were talking about pulling an all-nighter while my parents were getting ready for bed. My mom and I slept in one bed, and my dad and sister slept in the other. After about an hour, everyone was asleep except for me. I started to hear noises coming from outside the room. It sounded like someone was running around the rectangle and barely missing our door. When the pounding footsteps got closer to our room, it sounded like they were about to run into the door. This went on for about 30 minutes. After the running stopped, I started hearing 2 people have a conversation. It was around 12:30 and everyone was in their hotel rooms. The second I looked out of the peephole, the talking stopped. I went and sat back down in the bed and went on my phone. The room right next to us, the most haunted room, was getting super loud. I don't know what noise it was, but it sounded like things were getting thrown around. I was beyond scared. Then I felt someone sit on my bed. I looked over and there was an indentation of somebody sitting in between my mom and I. See ya. Never mind. I'm not staying at a haunted hotel. After a few seconds of me staring at it, the indentation disappeared. Am I saying indentation right? And then there were running footsteps going around my room. Oh my god. I was frozen, and then all of a sudden I woke up. Wait, what? I don't remember falling asleep. It was like somebody snapped their fingers and I passed out. I asked my parents if they heard anything and they said they heard a few footsteps. We grabbed our stuff and went out to the lobby. In one of the seats there was an indentation of somebody sitting there but nobody was there. I yeeted so fast out of the hotel. So yeah, I suggest you go to the Stockyards Hotel. I mean, honestly, the whole reason behind going to a haunted hotel is so that you can see if things happen. So like, if I know things are gonna happen, I'm in. Okay, this one's from Millie, and it says, I don't believe in paranormal, but what the fuck is happening? I love these stories because you know some shit went down for people who don't believe in it to think that it's paranormal. So here we go. Here we go, Millie. Millie Rock. Sorry. She said, hi Courtney, I hope you're doing well. I know you get heaps of stories all the time, so you'll probably miss mine, but I thought I'd share it anyways. Wrong, Millie Rock. She said, also a heads up, I'm a shit writer and I'm absolute rubbish at explaining things, so bear with me here. I am awful at explaining things. I know I tell stories and you guys get entertainment out of my stories, but if you break it down, I hate myself. If you break down my stories, it's literally just me going on tangents about nothing. I'll try to tell one story and it branches off into like 45 other stories, so trust me, I suck too. Okay, so I thought I would preface the story by saying that I don't believe in ghosts, demons, the paranormal. I'm basically just the girl version of Shane from BuzzFeed Unsolved. If you guys have never watched BuzzFeed Unsolved, please go watch it. The paranormal is just something I've never believed in, and I've always found rational explanations for anything paranormal that may happen. But this story, I can't quite figure out. It started a couple weeks ago. It was coming up to the anniversary. It was coming up to the anniversary of my stepdad's suicide, and I had a dream. In the dream, I was a mess. I was crying and scared and just so sad. And then my stepdad appeared. He held my face in his hands and just kept telling me over and over again how proud he was of me and that I was beautiful and that he loved me so much. I woke up in tears, happy tears, and it made me really emotional again. I don't believe in spirits, and I didn't believe in any kind of afterlife either, so this dream had me a bit shaken up. But it was wonderful, and it really opened my eyes to a possibility of some kind of heaven or afterlife. It felt so nice to see my stepdad again, even if it was just a dream. A few days after the dream, my dog started acting a bit strange. I know believers in the paranormal tend to think that animals are very sensitive to spirits, so when my dog started barking down my hallway every day for nearly an hour straight, the thought that maybe, just maybe, there could be something a bit odd happening popped into my head. The thought would have normally gone straight to the back of my mind, and I wouldn't have thought twice about it, but the dream with my stepdad was still fresh in my mind, so I was a bit more open to the idea of a spirit. I thought this was a good thing at first. I was almost happy that who I believed to be my stepdad was around. It felt like a guardian angel, so I wasn't too bothered by the strange occurrences that were going on. It felt safe, like a positive energy. But the next morning, I woke up covered in bruises with 2 red handprints on my chest, and I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you that both of my shins were covered in bruises. I was insanely confused because of the amount and severity of the bruises. I had no idea how I could have gotten that many bruises without remembering walking into something or feeling anything. I was baffled and still am. It's been over a week and the bruises are still there and just as bad as when I first woke up with them. I honestly don't know what to think of all of this. Perhaps it was some kind of demon who came into my dream in the form of my stepdad to make me feel comfortable and vulnerable before attacking me. Kind of like they do in movies with Ouija boards, you know? Anyways, that's it. I don't have any kind of satisfying conclusion to it. I still have no fucking idea what's been going on, so that's all I've got. But I'll definitely keep you updated if anything else happens. Oh my fucking god. I've never woken up with anything really crazy, but I have woken up with scratches on my legs. I remember waking up with a scratch that was like 3 lines, and I don't have nails. Like, I bite my nails. It's a bad habit, I know. But that's like the craziest thing that's happened to me. But oh my god. Can you imagine waking up with just like handprints on you? Like somebody was like, ah. And on her chest, like, it was like they were pushing down. No, I hate that shit because, like, somebody said it's like a sign of you getting possessed. Also, I still want to do a video on that, but oh my god, Millie Rock, that's fucking insane. Okay, this is the last one I'm gonna read. This one's from Julia, and it says 8 spirits terrorizing my family in Salem, Massachusetts. And I tried adding this one to a different folder like 10 times, and every time I did, it would just disappear. So I would go back to just like my regular inbox and it would be gone. So I had to keep searching for it. So I would just keep typing in Salem, and then the email would pop up again, and I would add it to the other folder, and it would just keep disappearing. I did that like literally 10 times. It took me a while to get this one, so it better be good, which I'm sure it will be. Y'all don't send me shitty stories. This one's really long, by the way. She even said this is a bit of a long story, but it happened over 4 days while staying in a rented home in Salem, Massachusetts. Me and my family went on a trip in June of 2015. We got a house to stay in for a week. We finally got to the house and I was so excited until I walked in. When I walked in, I felt anxious, like there was a weight on my chest. I stepped further into the house and went upstairs with my mom. When I got upstairs, my anxiety turned into a full-blown panic attack. I went outside and almost immediately felt better. The house was very narrow but big. I just assumed it was because I'm claustrophobic. I brushed it off and went into a bedroom that was on the first floor. The house was laid out with 3 floors and about 3 rooms on every floor, and there were 2 full bathrooms. Everything was fine for the first night. We went out to eat, came back, and decided to play a game. We went into the game closet and see a fucking Ouija board. My mom's pretty Catholic, so she wouldn't even touch it. We put it to the back of the closet and got out Taboo. Proud of you guys for not playing it, but I have a feeling eventually you're gonna play that shit. After a few hours, we went to sleep. As we were asleep in the room on the first floor, we kept hearing loud bangs on the ceiling and assumed it was my sister and her friend in their room. I texted them to be more quiet and then fell back asleep. The next morning, she came downstairs and asked what I meant in my text. I said that we could hear them fucking around upstairs and that I just wanted them to calm down. She told me they were both asleep when I texted her, and then told me that she could hear loud thumps coming from downstairs. When my stepdad's kids came downstairs, they said the same thing. They said they heard banging coming from downstairs. So that in itself kind of freaked us out, but again, we brushed it off. We went about our day and explored the city. When we got home, my sister and her friend went to freshen up in their room. My sister laid on their bed while he took a shower. She laid on her side and played on her phone when she saw a figure out of the corner of her eye. Assuming it was her friend coming out of the shower, she started saying something to him and then turned around and nobody was there. And about 5 minutes later, he walked into the room. She asked where he went and he said he had just gotten out of the shower. She didn't tell us this until after we left. Yeah, I feel like if something scary happened like that and somebody told me while we were still there, I'd be like, really? Couldn't have waited? Maybe just make this experience a little bit less terrifying for me. We decided we wanted to learn more about the house, so we got all of our pendulums out. If you don't know, pendulums, I suck at speaking English. Pendulums are crystals on a chain that turn in the direction of yes or no questions. We went into the pink room. That was the creepiest one, and we started asking questions. We were in there for about an hour. From the yes or no questions, we got that there were 8 spirits in the house and that 4 died in the house. I got scared, so I went into the kitchen to help my mom with dinner. My sister stayed in the room alone and kept asking questions. She is very brave. The pendulum started swinging more wildly, and she asked if it was the same spirit she had been talking to, and it swung counterclockwise, which meant I don't know. She put it down calmly and left the room. She also didn't tell us this until after we left because she didn't want to scare us. That night, things got worse. My friend slept in the room with me that night. She woke up nearly hyperventilating and whispered my name. She said, "The rocking chair is moving." I was scared and didn't want to open my eyes, so I grabbed her and slowly made our way to the stairs. I literally would just like close my eyes and feel my way out of the room just so I didn't have to see that shit. As we were walking, we could hear the loud chairs in the kitchen squeaking as if somebody was sitting down in them. We sprinted upstairs into my mom and stepdad's room. We told them what happened and we got into bed with them. We were 14 and 15 at the time. I have no shame. Like, I'm pretty sure I've sprinted to my mom's room at age 17 just crying because a demon was like in my bedroom. At one point, my friend had a panic attack and went outside, so my mom and stepdad went with her. Nobody told me. They left me alone in the room. So I wake up in this creepy ass room alone and the chair starts moving. I was half asleep and didn't even want to acknowledge what I was seeing, so I closed my eyes and put my head under the covers, and I eventually fell asleep. How do you guys fall asleep? I woke up the next morning and went downstairs, same as the days prior. We went about our day and talked about the things we heard that night. We all thought that since we spoke to the spirits and acknowledged them, that they were gonna fuck with us. We got back and staged the house, and my mom said something like, "This isn't your house, leave us alone. We're leaving in a few days and you're scaring the kids, just leave us alone." After that, it was calm. I slept through the night and we went about our day. Then that night, we weren't expecting anything. We went to bed, and a few hours later, we heard the biggest crash. Everybody got up. We all came downstairs to see all of the pans in the kitchen had been thrown to the ground. None of us got much sleep that night. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. We ended up leaving a night early because we didn't want to deal with it anymore. We went to Niagara Falls and stayed in a hotel in New York. We went home and tried to forget what had happened. A few nights after I'd been home, something had changed. I was in my room and I had to sleep with my TV on, and it went to static. That happened sometimes if I laid on the remote, so I grabbed it and changed the channel. A few minutes later, it turned off. I turned it back on and tried to sleep. A few hours later, I woke up and heard something say, "Julia." I brushed it off and went back to bed. The next night, I woke up to somebody tapping me. I went to sleep, and this kept going on a few nights later. It progressed from poking me to tapping me and eventually pushed me awake. I was getting mad. I was tired and I just wanted to sleep again. The next night, I woke up to something choking me. I sat upright and gasped for air and looked around my room. I was too scared to turn on my light, so I just sat there for 2 hours trying to process what happened to me. Nope. See ya. After that, nothing too bad has happened. We got the occasional radio turn on and TV turn on and heard footsteps, but it hasn't tried waking me up anymore, and I was just grateful for that. I moved to North Carolina, and so far nothing has happened. Thank you for reading. I love your channel so much, and I hope you enjoyed. You guys literally have the craziest stuff happen to you. I don't understand how you survive this. When I first started this series, I genuinely did not think that I would be getting like this. This is insane. Like every single story you guys send me, it's just, oh my god. It's not even hard for me to sit there and find stories anymore because almost every single one I get sent is insane. There have been some stories that are pretty mundane in the sense that like not that much happens in them. It'll be like somebody saw something in the middle of the night, but that's the whole story. Like it happened one time, whatever. Or they woke up one morning and their drawer was halfway open, like stuff like that. But a majority of the stories I get are like this. And I don't understand. I don't understand. Again, I will try to have all of my 100,000 subscriber special videos out very soon, I promise. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. It giggled when why am I losing my voice? It giggled when someone. One night I was relaxing watching YouTube and I started to doze off. Inside our room were two beds next to each other and a bathroom across from us, and you could clearly